Why would anyone leave a truck on a steep hill all night? Because if it didn't start in the morning, the whole day could fall apart. No ride to work, no paycheck, no groceries. Every mile mattered. Every drop of gas mattered. Every turn of the key mattered. So poor Americans learned to use their cars differently. They parked on hills. They planned every errand. They avoided every unnecessary mile. They kept weak batteries and worn parts alive for one more week. Imagine looking at the fuel gauge and wondering if you could afford another trip. Imagine knowing a simple repair might have to wait. And imagine hoping the engine would start on the one morning you absolutely needed it to. Not because they liked it, because they had no choice. Today it sounds like a strange old habit. Back then, it was survival. Parking on hills sounds strange today. But for many Americans, it was common sense. Drivers with manual transmissions knew a trick younger generations rarely needed. A car didn't always need the starter. If it was facing downhill, gravity could help bring the engine back to life. Release the brake, let the truck roll, engage the clutch. Suddenly, the engine roars awake. No mechanic, no jumper cables, no waiting. Just a hill and a little momentum. Some streets became popular for one simple reason. They offered a second chance when an engine refused to start. A good slope could be almost as valuable as a strong battery. Strange. Maybe. Smart. Absolutely. And parking on hills was only one of many forgotten habits Americans used to keep their cars moving. For many families, saving gasoline started before the car even left the driveway. Every trip had a purpose. A drive into town wasn't just a visit to one store. It might include groceries, a stop at the doctor, a trip to the feed mill, and a visit to the post office. Everything had to fit into a single route. Why make two trips when one could do the job? Some people even kept handwritten lists near the door so nothing would be forgotten. A missed errand could mean another drive, more fuel, and more money gone. Children learned to wait until several needs could be handled at once. Neighbors often shared rides for the same reason. Today, convenience usually comes first. Back then, efficiency came first. Every unnecessary mile felt like waste. And for families watching every dollar, waste was something they simply could not afford. Cars were expected to last. Not 5 years, not 10, as long as possible. Many Americans drove vehicles that would seem impossible to keep on the road today. A worn seat wasn't a reason to replace a car. A dented fender wasn't a problem. Even strange noises were often ignored if the vehicle still moved. Drivers learned to live with imperfections. A truck might need a push on cold mornings. A door might only open from one side. A window might be stuck for years. People joked about these problems, but they kept driving anyway. Why replace something that still worked? Fathers taught their children how to check fluids, tighten loose parts, and spot trouble before it became expensive. Owning a car meant taking care of it yourself. In many ways, the garage was a classroom, and every repair was a lesson in patience. Looking back, it would be easy to see these habits as old-fashioned. But they reveal something important about the people who practiced them. They planned ahead. They fixed what they could. They made things last. In a world built around convenience, that mindset can feel almost unfamiliar. Today, a dead battery often means a phone call. Back then, it meant finding a solution. Many of those drivers are gone now. The roads have changed. The cars have changed. But the lessons remain. Resourcefulness, patience, responsibility. Maybe that is why so many older Americans still remember these habits so clearly. They were never really about cars. They were about making the most of what you had. And sometimes, that simple idea was enough to keep a family moving forward.